Without a shadow of a doubt, I want to welcome you to the Crunkest Show in social media history. For y'all that don't know, it's called the WarZone. And I am your host, the five-star General Gary Monroe. And if you're a first-time viewer, let me get you up to speed. This is one of those shows or podcasts where the truth will be told. We don't spare any expense to tell the truth. And that's what it is. We're going to start it off and we're going to go through a few things. First things, congratulations to the Houston Astros. I'm not a big baseball fan, but I am from Houston. And it's always good to see one of the hometown teams pull off something. And just want to say congratulations to those guys and to the fans that rocked with them all year long, even through the scandals, the faithful that stayed faithful. I want to just congratulate you guys and tell you good job. We know that tomorrow is a very important day, especially in the state of Texas, because tomorrow is election day. And tomorrow, some crucial decisions have to be made in the state of Texas. Of course, you got the big races for governor, lieutenant governor, as well as, Ken Paxton is up for re-election. So, there are tons of races that are out there. Harris County has the longest ballot in the country. It's over 90 something races on there. If you have not voted, I recommend that you get to the polls as early as you can get there so that you won't get caught up in the wash at the end of the day thinking that you can just pop into a poll and go in and out. It won't happen tomorrow. With that being said, there are some very crucial races that are on the ballot. There are some very important decisions that have to be made. You've been pimped, you've been pandered, you've been wined and dined, you've been enticed. You've got celebrities in the middle of these elections that don't have a connection to the communities that they're speaking on, but some kind of way you've been engaged to know that tomorrow is election day. In Harris County, there's a big decision that has to be made on county judge, and that is between Lena Hidalgo and Alexander Miller. Of course, both candidates have been drugged through the mud, but I don't look at the mudslinging. I don't look at the stuff that pops up at the last minute or the negative stuff. If you wasn't saying nothing negative 2 years ago, don't say nothing negative now. But I am going to say this. There's nothing on God's green earth that would ever make me cast a vote for Lena Hidalgo. She was nothing more than Rodney Ellis's puppet. She was a puppet for not only Rodney Ellis, but for Adrian Garcia. I've been in commissioner's court when those three would not fund Harris County constables because Garcia didn't like one of them. I saw them defund the constable office. That is a true statement. And I can't support somebody who does not have a backbone. Somebody who really doesn't care about human life. And I don't care what anybody tells me. When Crime Stoppers had their big day celebrating, she was nowhere to be found. A lot of days, parents want answers and she just kind of shoo them away. But lately, she's become a staple in the Black community. Lately, she has been all over the Black community the last month. And that's because they think that Black voters are stupid and that they have selective amnesia. And that they're not going to go in there and they're not going to pick Miller because she's a Republican. They're not going to pick Miller because Hidalgo has failed. They're going to pick Miller because Your pastor told you to, they're going to pick a doggo. This is how she thinks. This is how a team thinks. They're going to pick her doggo because she has pandered the black community. Prior to the elections, when's the last time you saw her doggo in a black community? When was the black community important to Lena Hidalgo? But tomorrow, and for the last week or two, the last month, the African American community has become very, very important to Lena Hidalgo because you guys hold the key. Our votes are sacred. There's no other race of people that they lean on more to decide elections than African Americans. I can't vote for somebody who allowed our county to become unsafe. And a lot of people will say, well, it's not a doggo's fault. Yes, it is. She listened to Ellis. Everybody was for misdemeanor bond reform. Misdemeanor. Ellis took it a step further. He wanted it to be felony bond reform. He gave money to the judges that he wanted on his team to make this happen. And throughout that process, Harris County has become very, very unsafe. It has become very, very unsafe. So I'll just in case you don't know, let's go. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Okay. Let me go back. So my recommendation in the Harris County judge race, Harris County judge, is Alexander Miller. There has to be a change. There has to be a new wave of being tough on crime. We can't keep going the way that we're going. You notice I'm not with the theatrics tonight because I gotta save my energy for those theatrics tomorrow. But there's nothing on God's green earth that would make me cast a vote for Lena Hidalgo, especially after she treated one of her African American campaign workers like garbage. We are not important to Lena Hidalgo. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what any pastor tells you because they pay them to say what they say. Don't cast your vote for Lena Hidalgo. Don't waste your time doing it. Your vote for Harris County Judge is Alexander Miller. Hold on just a second. Let's go in here. Okay. Put up a screen. Let's go here. You have a state representative race in House District 131. And the person that's over there in House District 131 is the great Alma Allen. And I'm going against Alma. I'm not going to beg for a vote. You know the work that I do. I do it every day. Even the day after the election, my calendar's already full. So in 131, you need somebody who cares about the people. You need somebody who is from the people. You need somebody who has not forgotten about their community. You need somebody who's not focused on just bringing gambling to Texas, but wants to fix your school system, wants a better quality of life for veterans, want to make sure that our homeless population is taken care of. You see what I'm saying? We got more green spaces, not raising taxes. We don't need to be doing that. So in order to get that done, you're going to have to change representation in House District 131. You're going to have to go against the grain. And you're going to have to vote the great Alma Allen out and vote Gary Monroe in. And for those that don't know, that's me. So, if I'm worthy of your vote, then I appreciate it. If you feel I'm not, then deal with the consequences that come from putting the same person back in office that has not done nothing for you for the last 10 years. So House District 131 is where I'm at. All right, so let's go. Let's look at another race I want to talk about. Let's go in here for a second. We're going to share this. This is my man, State Representative Ron Reynolds. It's never mattered to him if I was a Democrat or a Republican. When I needed somebody to stand with me on issues that were pertinent to my community, and he wasn't even my representation, he was always there. No matter if you're black, white, Latino, Asian, whatever, I doubt if you work harder than Ron Reynolds. Ron Reynolds is, we might differ on some ideas, on some ideologies, but he is a hard-working politician. And I can't take that from him. I'm just telling you straight up. So in that race over there, say, man, it's a no-brainer for me. It's a no-brainer for me in this particular race. It's no other option in Texas House District 27 except for Ron Reynolds. It's no other option. I'm just telling you. And I don't care who running against it. Republican, whatever. Unless you can show me your work, I can't support you. And I can't take nothing away from this man. I can't take anything away from this man. Ron Reynolds is your choice in House District 27. No doubt about it. I want to go to another high-profile race and give you my recommendation once again. Let's go over here. Let's go back to Fort Bend. Let's go back to Fort Bend. This is a race that could shock the state of Texas. Incumbent Fort Bend County Judge K.P. George against war veteran, decorated war veteran, Trevor Nelms, whose twin brother is a U.S. congressman, by the way. There seems to be no integrity in Commissioner's Court anymore. There seems not to be any integrity in Commissioner's Court. And one of the reasons why there is no integrity is because of the current county judge that sits in the seat. Now, the case has not been publicized that much, but we know Lena Hidalgo got in trouble with a contract for one of her friends. Well, KP did the same thing. He did the same thing, and it came back to bite him. So they're taking taxpayer money, giving it to their friends, saying they're doing COVID outreach at the end of the COVID pandemic. And the taxpayers of Fort Bend County had to foot that bill. There's no integrity there. There's no integrity because another investigation was launched on KP George, as well as other members of his office. This is in the last 2 weeks that some of y'all don't even know about. So there's no way in hell, that I would ask anybody to vote for KP George. And the sad part about it is I had a meeting with him telling him that that contract with Shakira Dennis, Next Wave Strategies, was not right. But he reassured me that they vetted everything. And come to find out after an audit, false timesheets were submitted to the county for work that was never done. And they just sign off on it and pay these people. And now this woman going to have to pay this money back the same way the woman got to pay the money back in Harris County. But KP George is the person who could have stopped that. But he didn't want to. I think the people of Fort Bend County deserve better. I think the people of Fort Bend County deserve somebody with great character, somebody with integrity about them, somebody that has knocked over 70,000 doors in his district. It's simple. The vote is for Trevor Nelms for Fort Bend County Judge. So don't let this Republican Democrat thing get you twisted. You try to put the best person in office. And the best person in that race is Trevor Nelms. No question about it. KP doesn't have any backbone. So people can do whatever they want to do to him, and they can tell him to do this and do that, and he'll just do it. He's not what you need. Get him out. Get Trevor in. Get Fort Bend back being safe. I like his crime initiatives that he wants to put together. And because it's starting to become unsafe. And I kept telling them that years ago if they didn't do something. But, they didn't want to listen to me. I'm just old Gary Monroe. I don't know what I'm talking about. But your vote for county judge in Fort Bend is Trevor Nelms. So let's go. Let's look at something else. Let's look at this race. Let's look at that race. Hold on a second. Let me load it up for you. You got the Godfather over there. Let's open this up. Let's open that up. I want to open that up. 2 days ago, I saw the tail end of a video from the voting polls. This young lady is Melissa M. Wilson. She's running for Fort Bend County Commissioner, Precinct 2 against Grady Prestige. And they were pulling Melissa back because looks like there was about to be a fight. And she's an African-American Republican woman. She's my sister regardless. And I called to check on her. They have people out in Fort Bend, and some of you folks in Fort Bend dealing with these elections have zero integrity. You have been out here lying on this girl. You've been stealing her signs, and I know why you do that. You want to keep Grady in office. Grady's lining his pockets. He's making big money out there. But this little girl here, when I saw her ready to swing and go to war for her poll workers, God damn it, that's what you need in office, man. You need somebody, when it ain't right, they gonna swing. And I'm gonna be honest with you. It's time for Fort Bend to really start moving in the right direction with the right representation. And Melissa M. Wilson is the person that you need in Fort Bend County Commissioner Precinct 2. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Grady has not done anything. Let me put up one of my devoted viewers who lives in Fort Bend County. Look at what she just said. Please vote for Melissa. Grady hasn't done for the Black community. And he hasn't. He has not. But how long are we going to keep putting up with this? You see what I'm saying? So your vote for Fort Bend County Commissioner Precinct 2, cast that vote for Melissa M. Wilson. Do that for your boy 5-star. All right, so let's go over here. Let's close that one down. And I saved the granddaddy of them all. I saved the big one. I saved the big one for last. I'm going to sit on this one for a second. Carmen Maria Montiel is running for U.S. Congress in Texas, District 18. If you don't know, that's Sheila Jackson Lee's district. And for the last month and a half, Sheila's been to the churches. She's been dancing with you. She was even in the parade today. But yet people are still dying of cancer clusters in Fifth Ward in Cashmere Garden. I'm talking to you, Cashmere Garden. You're a big voting block for her. Fifth Ward is a big voting block for her. If your people are still dying, why would you vote for Sheila Jackson Lee? Why would you? Oh, they're going to say everything under the sun. They're going to say everything under the sun. Carmen is a survivor of domestic violence, former Miss Venezuela. But more importantly, her ideas for that district and helping the people. See, somebody created a narrative that Republicans will not help Black people, that the Republicans are going to forget about the Black community. Well, how can you forget about a community that's been forgot about for 65 years? How can you forget about a community that's been left by itself for 65 years? And the only time you see these people is when there's a high profile funeral or when something happened, it's a hot topic, and they come through with the BS. They come through with the BS. If you want change, you're going to have to step out on faith. And you're going to have to put some people in office that want to change some things that be able to help you. Why should we continue to beg these people who don't want to do anything for us? Carmen Maria Montiel is your choice for U.S. Congress, Texas 18. Carmen for Congress. Make that happen, man. Make that happen. I went over some key races that I'm keeping my eyes on. And people say, man, you endorse these people. Do they pay you to endorse them? No, nobody pays me to endorse anybody. I endorse the people I feel that have done the work. And that's how I am. I endorse the people I feel that have done the work. Those that have not done the work, you don't get an endorsement. So what we're going to do, we're going to push back. We know who we should be voting for. And now let's have a conversation. My mama didn't raise no food. And I'm pretty sure that your mama didn't raise one either. I want you to push the share button on this video because it's finna get real. It's about to get real. I want you to share this to every group that you got because it's about to get real. I don't need a pastor that's been paid under the table to tell me who to vote for. One thing that appalled me more than anything in the world was yesterday when I saw the picture of Beto O'Rourke eating French's fried chicken. Let me say that for you again. One thing that appalled me yesterday was when I saw Beto O'Rourke eating French's fried chicken. I don't know where you get these motherfuckers from or how you try to give them some blackness before an election. But I will say this. Beto, you can't be black in less than 24 hours. You're not going to turn black in less than 24 hours. You can eat all the goddamn French's chicken you want to eat, Beto. But you are not going to turn black in 24 hours. You are not the second coming of JFK. What this is a sneaky type politician that has gone around and tried to buy his way into the black community. You got our people taking these foreign people into our communities, into the churches. And this is why I don't attend some of y'all churches, because you some dirty motherfuckers. You got these people in the church pandering for votes, which is a violation of election law. But you're comfortable doing it. Black people, your vote is so important in every single election that you're going to have to start valuing it. You're going to have to put some value on your vote. If these motherfuckers ain't been coming to our neighborhood for the last 3 years, then why we need them to show up now? These motherfuckers didn't come through our neighborhoods like that after that freeze. They didn't come through our neighborhoods like that when it was flooding, after the flood. But now you bring your ass to our neighborhoods thinking that we stupid. And they're going to throw the narrative out there that the Republicans are trying to take your civil rights. Man, unless you the stupidest motherfucker ever been born, ain't nobody finna take your civil rights. I don't give a damn what nobody tell you. This is what they want you to believe. This is what they want you to believe. In order for you to vote for them, they're going to say that these white folk, and I ain't white, but I'm a Republican, want to take your civil rights. Now, do you realistically think that a black man like me would try to take his own people's civil rights? Sheila Jackson Lee, you preached this sermon religiously, but I've not seen you go into the U.S. Congress or the Senate and try to get a bill passed that will give us the full right to vote, and you don't have to vote on it every 25 years. If you were concerned with our civil rights, why don't you go pass a bill that makes sure that you ain't got to vote on us getting the right to vote every 25 years? What the hell is this dude talking about? You don't fully have the right to vote. They have to vote on it. Why they not raising hell about that? I'm not wrong. They've yet to tell me I was wrong. See, these people want you to believe they're not leading you into a burning house. But yet they are. And they continue every voting cycle to lead the black man, the African American, the Negro into the burning house. And we keep following them like rescue dogs. Tomorrow, you walk into those polls and you make that conscious decision. And you vote for what's best for you and your family. You don't need a pastor. You don't need Jane Fonda. You don't need Miss Chucks and Pearls, who didn't give a damn about the black community since the day she got voted in, to tell you exactly what you need to do tomorrow. You got common sense. And I know you do. I know you do. Fix some of these problems in the state of Texas. Now people want to know about the big races. Ken Paxton. I'm rocking with my mans, Ken Paxton, for Attorney General. Lieutenant Governor. I'm rocking with Dan Patrick. And last but not least, because I don't owe Beto a motherfucking thing, I'm rocking with Hot Wheels. But make sure you understand something. Until you get somebody viable, it ain't going to matter anyway. Tomorrow, Greg Abbott will beat the dog shit out of Beto. Dan Patrick's going to beat the dog shit out of whoever he runs against. Ken Paxton is going to win. Now, down on the local level where you really need to focus, put your beans on where you really need to focus. You got some judge races. One of my favorite, Judge Angela Graves Harrington. Make sure you vote for Judge Angela Graves Harrington. She is a family court judge, and she's done a decent job. Therefore, there's no need to unseat her. From the criminal court side, now that's a totally different story. Criminal court wise, every last one of them ought to come out of office. Because every last one of them, damn near, not all of them, is on Rodney Ellis's payroll with his failed felony bomb reform. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to hold you. I'll be reporting live from the polls tomorrow. Your vote is sacred, and your vote is your voice. Make these motherfuckers hear you this time. And black people, if you're tired of these motherfuckers playing with you, either hold your vote or vote for the opposition. But ain't no fucking way you should keep giving your vote to the same people over and over, and they've not done the goddamn work. Vote Lena Hidalgo out. Vote Sheila Jackson Lee out. Vote Adrian Garcia out. Vote in re-elect Jack Cagle. Cagle's been there for the black community as a Harris County commissioner when nobody else has. It's the real. I'm just telling you the real. Vote Grady Prestige out. Get rid of KP George. And let's shake this goddamn state of Texas up tomorrow night. I'll holler at you in the morning from the voting polls. It's the WarZone with the 5-star general. Time to go to war in the morning, man.